Welcome to Thursday Night Knives. I'm Bob DeMarco. Coming up, I'm addicted to a new Finch knife. And also, I'm also addicted to a new off-grid knife. We're going to take a look at both of those. We're going to give one of those off-grid knives away, and then we're going to play Kiss, Marry, Kill Knife Edition. This is a family show, so the game is Kiss, Marry, Kill, and I have three knives that perfectly fill out this game, and this will be my contribution to the game. I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say, especially on the kill end. I'm a little interested in that. Looking through my box of tricks, looking through my knife case, I realize I don't have much that I want to get rid of or kill, but there are a few things that were gifts. That's what I went to. Dave, how's it going? What strange manner of parlor game is this, Robert? Well, Dave, we're going to decide which knife. It's like, okay, let me put it to you this way. Growing up, hey, Chris, we got Blade Ogre with us. Growing up, there was a girls' high school, two girls' high schools adjacent to my boys' high school. That was the setup. And it was Laurel to wed, HB to bed, or vice versa. People who went to HB said HB to wed, Laurel to bed. And this is kind of that thing. Which do you want a stormy, tempestuous fling with? Which knife do you want in your pocket forever because it is the most reliable thing ever? And which knife do you just wish would go away? Like that kind of thing. So we're going to talk about it coming up. Speaking of a really cool knife, I got to say, this showed up on my doorstep and I was like, ooh, something from Blade HQ. Is this a late night, purchase when I wasn't in my right mind? Is this something I forgot I ordered? Because sometimes I forget stuff. And I opened it up and I was all excited. And a Civivi? Did I order? I think I wanted an Elementum button lock for a while. Did I pull the trigger? And I don't remember. So that was kind of what was going through my head. And I opened it up. And as I mentioned, it is a Civivi. And look at what it was. An Elementum Desert Warrior. Look at this beauty. Look at this little cheery little hunk. I love it. I showed it to my girls, showed it to my wife. They all loved it. And we're talking about girls who don't generally like pink knives, but who could resist? Look at the yellow liners. You've got this baby blue, deeply hollow ground blade. That's what, D2. And you've got the sprinkles and the strawberry frosting and the purple pivot. I mean, I was like, did some generous soul get this to get this as a gift for me? Some sort of appreciation. Bob, we think you're great. Keep up the good work. Here's a Desert Warrior to keep you going. I mean, my mind was going, that's ego right there. That was ego talk. And I was like, yeah, maybe I do deserve a random knife in the mail. And then, I remembered that I never check my DMs on Instagram, or I shouldn't say never, but I just remembered I needed to look at them. And there's a DM from Jock's Knives. He's one of our gentleman junkies. He's going to be in the running for another knife giveaway. He actually won the last one. Maybe we'll make a rule where you can't win the next one, but we haven't made that one yet, Jock. So this was a knife that he bought for his wife and had drop shipped to me. I have two knives to send him already. A North Arms Skaha 2. This thing is unreal. I mean, just unreal action. I will be doing a video of this this weekend so I can get it in the mail to him because, I don't know. I always thought the Skaha was great in concept. I love the idea of father and son working together. They have their knife company, primarily kitchen knives, but they made this like winner hit of a flipper. And, but it just doesn't appeal to me until now because I have it in hand. It is exquisite, very thinly ground, incredibly made. This is just made in their shop, but it is smoothest action I've ever felt, and that is, I can say that unequivocally. Anyway, I'm sending that over to Jock with this Civivi Elementum Desert Warrior. What do you guys think? Obviously, this is a continuation of what started with the Boker Kalashnikov large and small switchblades, automatics in the Desert Warrior. I think it's cool. I think it's charming. It is not mine, and in a sense, I am relieved because we do have an Elementum in the family. I got my wife one, all black with ebony wood. It's beautiful. So there's one in the house. I don't have to worry about not having one in the house. And this, would be a pretty cool sort of novelty knife to have, but certainly not, it won't be missed. But it is a very cool knife. I'm very happy to experience it and to show it off right here. Here it is, Jock, if you're watching. But you should be sleeping because you should be, or at work. I don't know. He's in the future over there in England. All right. So that knife is a cool knife, but it's not my knife. Let's talk about what I had in my pockets today. And then let's talk. What you had in your pockets today. Okay, so this is the pocket check. I love that graphic. I think it's awesome. I'm going to say it once, breaking the fourth wall. Okay, so pocket check. Today, I carried a knife. We're going to be giving one of these away to the lucky gentleman junkie in a little while. But I received some off-grid knives from Carrie of Off-Grid Knives. And by the way, we do have an affiliate link with Off-Grid. The only knife company. No, that's not true. We do have a few other really good knife company affiliate links, but this one is my favorite. James, how's it going, sir? Hey, he says James Moore. So today in my front right pocket, Kep McNessart, how's it going, sir? Howdy, Bob, Jim, and Junkies, he says. Well, howdy to you, sir. It's good to have you. Knife Modders, what's up, Bob? How you guys doing? We got Lindy, Lou, and Richie, or some combination thereof. Michael Morgan, how's it going? Like that blacked out Yo Jumbo. How about this? Stinger XL from Off-Grid Knives. Ash, how's it going? Good evening, everyone. Says Ash, welcome. Look at this. This is a brand new knife from Off-Grid Knives. All the Off-Grid Knives now are made by Bestech. They used to have an elite line made by Their elite line is now made by Bestech because Bestech is awesome. I love them. I love them. I love their own knives. I love the knives they OEM for people. They're outstanding. This one is incredible. Never Enough Knives 007. Hey, good to have you here, sir. Hey, junkies, happy Thursday, he says. So this knife is a step forward. I gotta say, this knife for Off-Grid, this has contoured handles, deeply chamfered on the bottom side, and nicely contoured on the top side. Gives you a very nice, smooth and hand fitting feel, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't. 9198 David, good to have you here. Evening, Bob, Jim, and my peoples, he says with a smile. Great grooving here in the handle. Outstanding bearing action, and a 4-inch bayonet ground / dagger ground. I mean, like, it's dagger ground from there to there, but when you see it here, that's more bayonet ground, I guess. Mr. VC, how you doing? Greetings, Bob, Jim, and people around the chat. Well, it's good to have you here, sir. We're checking out my new Off-Grid Knives Stinger XL, which to me implies an EDC version is in the offing. Jay McConnell, good to have you here. Evening all, he says. And I think that this would be a great knife to downsize. I'll show you how. Here's the Off-Grid Knives Enforcer XL. Actually, very similar handle contours. The only difference is over here to my eye. And then in the fact that this is just a flat slab with super tall pyramidal knurling, and this is like more slender and more kind to the hands, frankly. This is a great knife for gloves, work gloves. This is a great knife that you could hold all day in hand and would have no chafing issues. My shirt's chafing me. That's what my wife always says when I'm trying to get frisky. She's like, "Oh, is your shirt chafing you?" That's probably too much information. Sorry, gents and ladies. This is the knife I've been carrying the past couple of days. I I liked it in pictures, and I'm smitten with it in person. This is the one we're going to be giving away right here. This is the blacked out version. It was hard to decide between the two of them because I knew one was for the DeMarco Museum of 21st Century Knives, and I chose the more, well, the lighter one, the tan one. This blacked out one is very cool. Everything is black on here except for the logo and the edge. Evening all, says Jay McConnell. Oh, we already said that. Hey Jay. So that's what I was carrying for the big one. Kind of want some North Arm kitchen knives. Yes, James, you should check them out. I mean, I remember seeing a video about them, and then their whole process and their whole setup. And I think they were at the time trying to explain the weight for these, and saying that, the kitchen knives are their main thing, but these had gotten really popular really quickly, kind of unexpectedly, and they were trying to catch up. That was the nature of the video. But just having this in hand, James, it is really, really refined. I bet they got a little Canadian flag on there. That's kind of cool. Let me show that. Or not Canadian flag with the little maple leaf right there in the light. Kind of cool. But anyway, James, I'm trying to say, very refined. I bet their kitchen knives are amazing. Caleb, how's it going, sir? I have a knife to put in the mail. Actually, I have it. It is packaged up and locked up at my desk at work. I'm going to the post office tomorrow, sir. So you'll be getting that. I know you've waited over a week. But that's on it, that will be coming to you. That's the CRKT CEO. Thank you. Howdy, Bob. Can't stick around tonight. I've got an early shift tomorrow. We'll go to that early shift knowing that soon you'll have a CRKT CEO in your pocket, and it will look like a pen. Ash says, love the Desert Warrior. Yes, I you know what? I really wanted the big 5-inch switchblade when it came out, and I very much underestimated how popular it was. And man alive, used your link and have a Stinger XL in Coyote. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is it on the way, or do you have it? I know that Dave is going to love this one. It really has. It has a great feel in hand, and you can use it for all sorts of things, but it does have a rather martial leaning, I'd say. Aberdeen Blade says, not tonight, honey. I'm chafing. It's like, oh, my shirt's chafing. Let me just slip out of this. Steel Lovan, hey guys. Hey man, how's it going? Good to have you here. We're 1/3 through the pocket check. I did not carry a fixed blade today, but if I did, it would have been this right here. No, I'm just kidding. It would. That's the Von Temsky Bowie by Svord. Very cool knife. Okay, next up in my pocket, I had this is not pretty much not left my pocket since I got it. This is the K9 Jack with the twill black carbon fiber. You know the deal with this knife, but I'll rattle it off again. It's a full height hollow ground M390 blade. My favorite kind of spear point. It's got that expanding belly towards the tip, but it gives you a very nice angle downward to that blade, kind of giving you some of the benefits of a recurve because it angles down like that. But you also get an angle down because of that dog leg shape, and Ben has really optimized that shape for ergonomics. It fits in my hand perfectly. I'm sure it fits in everyone's hands just right. I mean, look at the contour of it. I used to think that dog legs, actually, until I got this knife, I didn't like the way they looked, so I wasn't apt to get one. When I was in one of my slip joint phases. But having this in hand, I get it. I totally get it. Wouldn't want one with a secondary blade, just like a gun stock with a secondary blade sort of defeats the purpose because it obscures the outer contours, and those outer contours are responsible for the yummy ergonomics. So no secondary blade on a dog leg or a gun stock for me, except the GEC 44, which if you want it, you have no choice. But yeah, so I had this on me and used it for bagel. This cut a bagel today. Yeah. I'm pretty sure this could have handled the bagel, but I like the way this just glides through. And there are a couple of people, including my boss at work, who might bristle at the sight of that big ass knife in the kitchen. Anthony 23 Riv, good to have you here, sir. Finally got a Koenig Arius on Tuesday, and my God, yes, I would love. I still, yes. I mean, I said that this thing is smooth, and it is terrifically smooth. It is the only other knife I ever experienced kind of like this. I mean, I have a lot of smooth things around me, but the Koenig and this are the smoothest I've felt. But I've never held a Norseman, and I hope there's someone out there like, oh, Pop's never held a Norseman. I better send him this Norseman, just to check out. I don't need it in my life necessarily. The Midnight Jack speaks to me so dearly. Yeah, the Midnight Jack is sweetness. It's just out of reach. But yes, the Midnight Jack is awesome. They're all awesome. But I think that is that's the one I have used the most. I carried that nonstop until this one came. And I do remember boasting about how I got it between a box and a sticker. It was so thin and perfectly slicey. So worked great. Okay, lastly, in my pocket, my emotional support knife today was the Vostede Nightshade. I love this thing. I know it's a polarizing design. Again, my daughters and my wife think it's hässlich, sehr hässlich. They just think it's the ugliest thing they've ever seen. But I explained, but look at where they put the point for utility cuts, but you still have a belly and it's downward. And it's kind of like a kukri, and the blade looks like a barong, and it's in your pocket, and it gives you a Filipino angle. And they're like, shut up. Don't you have a podcast for that? We don't need to hear that. We just think it's an ugly knife. You asked us. That's how it usually ends up. If I get defensive about a knife design, which, has happened. Beautifully contoured handles, really nice deep carry pocket clip with the flat screws and the recessed little nook for it to sit in. No, oh, wait. What? Yes. Okay. There is weight relief in there. It's so rare to not have weight relief anymore. And I sort of missed it. Really awesome liner lock, great action. But that angle, really, that angle is great. And I always look at things through a Marshall lens just for fun, and that's just my proclivity. And that is a Marshall blade. If you're gonna have a puny 3.125-inch blade, it should have an aggressive angle like that, or like the Yojimbo or something, but I really, really, really like this knife. And incidentally, I also really like the, whatchamacallit, the Bellamy. They make good knives. Oh, and I use the kitchen knife they sent me, the Morgan, all the time, every day. These I don't use every day. I pick them up and handle them frequently. But so, okay. I want to know what was in your pocket. That's enough of my rambling about my knives. Let me ramble about your knives. What were you carrying? Let me know. And then there's a giveaway to get to before we play Kiss, Marry, Kill. And I'll give you a little preview, actually. Well, no, I won't. That'll derail us. Just let me know. Let me know what you were carrying. And let me know, because I need to take notes. I just need more knives in my life. Oh, I see Blade Ogre had the Nightshade. He said, carrying the Spyderco Smock, the Arcform Slimfoot, the Manly Wasp, the Vostede Nightshade, the ASK Jefferson. Oh, okay. The Boker Bonfire, GEC 29 Stockyard Whittler in grits and molasses acrylic, and the Cold Steel Black Talon, just in case. That Black Talon, man, that is a wicked piece of cutlery. But all these other knives, so beautiful. That GEC 29, I am not envious, but jealous. I really, and they have a new one now. I'm not sure if it's the 29, but it's their version of the Stockman with the 3-bladed Stockman. Very nice carry, Chris. Love the Cold Steel Black Talon. Serrated? Curious. Let's see. Dave says today's carry was the Max Ace Kestrel in M390 Thai and Damascus G10. That is a beautiful knife with that recurve, but the straight spine. It's a striking design. The Concept Delta by Jelly Jerry and the Vosteed Nightshade. Not ugly. Look at this. 3 people already. We all think, great minds thinking alike here with the Vosteed Nightshade. And I agree. Thank you, Dave, for concurring. It is not ugly. It's actually beautiful. It's the beauty and imperfection. It's the broken, the unengaged lock or the broken stop pin look. Like this has the broken stop pin look, and the Vosteed Nightshade has the unengaged lock look. They're both beautiful. Mr. VC says, I ordered a Norseman this week. I could try to let it pass your house before it comes over to. I mean, I would be happy to host it, and I don't want to be rude and say no, but no pressure. I was saying that just to be a smart aleck, but sure. We should talk about this offline, perhaps, and we'll do a little exchange student thing. I had a number of German exchange students living in my house throughout high school. Aberdeen Blade says, Kvist Blade Works PE2. That is a sweet knife. Sort of a swayback, right? Well, not sort of it is a swayback, just modern and locking. Right? That is a cool knife. Never Enough Knives 007 says, had a theme today. QSP Penguin in denim micarta, Sitivian ST103J G10, and my JK made knives, sheepfoot work knife in 01 with tan micarta, orange liners, orange Kydex pants. Dude, Kydex pants. I haven't found those yet, but I think I might like them. And a Swiss Army knife tinker. What's with the okay, wait. So wait, first of all, let me know what the theme is. Is it micarta? I see JG10 in there. But let me know what the theme is. I do like the denim with the orange. But it's the tan and the orange, and I like that too. But what's the orange Kydex pants? I'm wondering if it's like a little pants sheath or something. Let's see. Carrie. Oh gosh, James is carrying the Thorburn L55 front flipper, and if I'm not mistaken, James, this is the somewhat recent purchase that you posted quite a bit during the honeymoon phase, and it sounds like you're still in that phase. Exquisite knife, no doubt. James has an awesome collection. I have not seen it in person, but I have heard tell, and I've seen it on Instagram, of very fine handmade knives by some of the best people, some of the best knife makers, and that's cool to have, not only for yourself but to share with others. And in terms of like showing off, I'm not asking for you to send me anything like that. Geez, I couldn't even. I'd have to hold them over pillows. Byron Kennedy, good to have you here, Byron. I carried a Cold Steel Recon 1. I know yours is a drop point, I'm pretty sure. Milwaukee Fastback Razor and off-grid all-day Necker. The off-grid Tracker X fixed was in the truck along with the Leatherman. What is the off-grid Tracker X? I'm going to have to take a look at that. The Tracker X. I don't know what that is, but that sounds like I need to have it in my life. Anthony 23 Riv. How should I say this, Anthony? Is it 23 Riv? Says, carried the Caviso, MKM macro with fat carbon, nebula scales, and sheepfoot blade. That's beautiful. The MKM knives are beautiful. And this one is the with the fat carbon with nebula scales. That sounds beautiful. I think I've been seeing that recently being posted. Thank you, Jim. This is the Tracker. That's a sweet knife. I like that handle too. Tracker, huh? Oh gosh. I mean, here's the thing though. Like for me, I would love to have that knife. I would absolutely love to have that knife. But if I'm going to get a fixed blade knife that I'm probably not going to really use, it should be like a dagger, a Bowie knife, something that really not in other words, I'm not going for terrifically useful. It could be useful for sure. All of them All of the fixed blade knives I have are not only useful, but sturdy, stout, ready to go. But, you know, that off-grid knives tracker veers a little bit too much into the practical or something like that. Wizard of Todd, good to have you here, sir. Carried the new 80-20.5 carbon fiber to move my daughter into college today. Oh my gosh, man. Well, congratulations. I'm sure those are due for both you and your daughter, but I'm sure it's a bittersweet event for you. I'm sure it's just a sweet event for her, but I mean, you know what I mean. It's exciting. It's exciting. New time of life and all that. And you know, your baby's leaving the coop. I'm only dramatizing that because I was just thinking this morning, yeah, 6 years, that's going to be happening to me. And 6 years might sound like a long time to some of the younger folk in the audience, but I'll have you know, it ain't. Currently at work, so this is Anthony. Currently at work, so my work EDC carry for the day. Oh, okay, gotcha. But do you change? Do you do the wardrobe change? You come home, you're like, okay, I'm done with this knife. Now I'm going to carry this. I don't do that. I feel like that might be a betrayal. So if I want to carry another knife, it joins the team when I get home. Blade Ogre says, yes, the Black Talon 2 is serrated, as is mine. And if you're going to go with a knife that ridiculous, why not go full ridiculous? Dwayne Letterman. Dwayne, good to have you with us, sir. Let's see, evening all. Kaiser Comet. That's that sweet little one by I cannot remember. It was on the tip of my tongue, but a young graphic designer, or young to the knife world anyway. And I'm really impressed and really like the look of that thing. And the brass with the green micarta. Yeah, very nice. A couple of really cool color combinations. Todd Carr, good to have you here, Todd. Evening, everyone. Home today, so just the Cold Steel 4MAX Scout and Civivi Backlash. That's pretty good home carry. 4MAX Scout. I have the Scout version. I really like that. That OS 10A steel is pretty awesome too. Awesome. OS 8 to OS 10. Michael Morgan, full size sheepfoot Gratillion with the Allen Putnam blue aluminum honeycomb scales. My bug out has the Allen Putnam micarta scales. Who is this Allen Putnam and why is he so good at making scales? Jay McConnell says, today I had the Civivi Brazen and the GEC 68 in Cocobolo. Oof. Speaking of Cocobolo, I'm going to jump. I'll get to that in just a second. Jason Velasquez, good to have you here, Jason. Protec ATCF Tuxedo in MagnaCut. Very nice. That was the very first iteration I saw of that beautiful knife. That's the Terzuola Protec, the Protec interpretation of the famous Terzuola ATCF. Classic SD Warrior. Classic SD Desert Warrior. I do that every time. Classic SD Desert Warrior. Chavez Tack and the Pena Trapper. The little classic SD Desert Warrior. That's cool. I forgot that they did that. I should get one of those for a couple of people I know and hand those out like donuts. Flip flat. Good to have you here, sir. Kubi KU 216-D. And the BPS knives, B1 spear point fixed blade, BPS knives. What's that? What's BPS knives? BPS. Chris McNair, good to have you here, Chris. Evening all, Bob, Jim, and happy Thursday night knives. I'm laid up with a cold, but I've been flipping my nimble tea. First of all, summer colds are the worst. I'm so sorry to hear that, Chris. But the fact that you have a nimble tea to flip is a very good thing. I love the Tonto blade on the nimble. We have an interview coming up with John of EMP EDC, and we have a great conversation. And I found myself slipping, sliding, falling in love with those knives as we were talking. I've experienced them and I like them in hand, but I don't know, something about knowing someone and talking to them and finding out what they were going for makes a big difference to me. Sharp and Stabby, good to have you here, Sharp and Stabby. Good evening, Bob. Well, good evening to you, sir. I received my Revere, oh, nice, from 1558 Knife Company earlier this week. It is my soul carry this evening, or should I say, my soul carry. I see what you did there with the language. I like it, and let's go with the latter. I just had mine out. I just put it away. I just purged the desk and restocked for the show, and I put mine away. What color handle scales did you get? Such a beautiful knife. What handle scales, and then what sheath? The leather sheath. I'm thinking of just having him send me one, or buying one, because it was beautiful, and I really waffled, and I went with the Kydex. And later I was like, "You dummy! You can make Kydex. Just get the leather." I should have done that. Anyway, Ketmuk Neshart, good. I already greeted you. Hello. Hey, Ketmuk. The LT Wright Knives Camp Muck. That's not the one that I had, is it? The one that I had was the one that you loaned me was not a Nesmuk. It was a Canadian belt knife. Okay, Woods Monkey Banana Peel. What the hell is that? A Bug Out and the Eldris. Very, very nice carry. But what's the Woods Monkey Banana Peel? Tell me. Let me know what that is. Never Enough Knives, sheep's foot theme, and oh, I gotcha. And pants are the sheath. Oh, geez, man. Yeah, that makes sense. I have no sense of poetry. No poetry. No metaphor. I should have gotten that. I'm ashamed, and I'm going to banish myself to the outer darkness where there is wailing and gnashing of teeth. Mr. Weesey says, today I carried a Protect Kurzweil ATCF tuxedo, another classy gent in the audience, a Civivi Chevalier, and a QSP Penguin in Frag Titanium. Man, I got to say, I got the titanium sort of, or I got the Penguin sort of as I just have to get it because I'm tired of people telling me it's so awesome and that I should have it. So I got the first one I remember ever seeing. I'm not sure if this is the first one they released, but with the denim micarta, to me, it reminds me of a working man's denim. Really, really like this knife, and it has done nothing but get smoother and smoother and smoother on these phosphor bronze washers. What a great knife. I dig this thing. But the QSP Penguin in Frag Titanium now you are talking. What is this? What is this? Oh, okay. All right. The Woods Monkey Banana Peel. I should have figured because it has a picture of a monkey and it looks like a banana. What a weird little knife. What's the deal with this thing? David C. Anderson talking about it. All right. So it is a friction folder. You can see that second pin next to the pivot is to stop that blade opener so that it stays open. Very interesting knife. That looks, oh God. Am I going to have to get one of these? It's pretty cool. Michael Morgan says, I just let Bob ask what a Woods Monkey Banana Peel is. I just, yes. Okay. Well, there, I said it. 9198 David was at the shooting range today with a Demco 8020. Very nice. PM3 in S90V and an SE4 on my vest. 9198 David. This is okay. So this is like the male equivalent of like, or yeah. This is like the man's equivalent to like dressing up and putting on like and carrying my new Fendi bag and I got my Manolo Blahniks on. And is my skirt too tight? I don't think so. And I'm going to go to the new sushi restaurant with the girls. That's what you were doing today. That's awesome. I wish I were doing that today. I mean, I had a good and productive day at work, but hanging out at the gun range, not that you were hanging out. I'm sure you're doing good work and practice and all that, but with those three very fine knives on, and I'm sure you had some fine firearms, and in that environment that's very permissive and open to weapons and talking about them and maybe even showing them off, that sounds like a good Thursday. And Thursday is the new Friday as far as I'm concerned. PJ Carey today is PJ Carey tonight. Steel, yes, you're yes, I'm with you on that. Wait, go back. Sorry. PJ Carey tonight is the Deadlock Model C in white fat carbon fiber with DLC. Okay, that took me by surprise. Okay, so PJ carry, I'm thinking something light and cheap. You know, uh, something that's not going to pull the PJs down. And the Deadlock Model C in white Fac Harbor. I mean, that is about as luxe as you can get whilst chilling in the PJs. My hat is off to you. It was off when it started, but it is double off to you, Steele. That's some classy PJ carry. Anthony 23 says 23 is fine for the pronunciation. Okay, cool. Thank you, Anthony. I do appreciate it. 23 Rev. Wizard of Todd says bittersweet indeed. Yes. I got girls. I know. I talk about them all the time. BPS Knives out of Ukraine. Oh, interesting. All right. Okay. Where's Actinon Verba out of? Are they out of Poland or Czech Republic? Someplace in Eastern Europe. Flip Flat says it's a small company, handmade knives out of Ukraine, and they're very good value. Okay. So that's 2 in a row. I'm going to have to check them out. BPS. It's like, are they a boy band from Korea? BPS. All right. I think that's K-pop. They call it K-pop, Dad. Oh, you're so cringe. Chris McNair, looking forward to that interview with John. He seems like a good dude, very good dude, and yet another kind of inspirational guy who he needed to make something work. He made it work, and man, did he make it work. Anthony 23 Riv says, just want to say, love your content. Listen weekly to and from work. Thank you, Anthony. I really appreciate that. Not only do I appreciate your listening, but podcasts are what I listen to and from work. And so it's cool to think that I fit the role that these people fill in my life. So thank you, sir. Thank you for letting me know that. Sharp and Stabby says, black handle, and I had to get both of the sheaths, just in case. Yes, I do know. Junkies like options. Yes. And I wasn't thinking strategically. I was thinking like, what can I put? I wanted to put it on my belt that moment because Blade Show. And I could have with leather, actually, and I didn't. Wizard of Todd says, got a beautiful GEC 77 today. I think I'm going down another rabbit hole. That's a great rabbit hole to go down. But what is the 77? What is this? I think of the 72, which is the sod buster, their bull buster or bull nose. Hungry Bird, good to see you, Hungry Bird. Shoot, just got in. Long day. Well, Hungry Bird, it's a pleasure. Kick off your shoes and relax your socks. And we're going to be playing Kiss, Marry, Kill Knife Edition soon. Oh, here he goes. Okay, so since the first Kiss, Marry, Kill came in, we're going to do the Gentleman Junkie knife giveaway, and then we're going to open up that can of worms. But I'm gonna do this right here. Michael Morgan says, Kiss, Rockstead, Marry, Shaman, Kill, Baby Banter. Oh, cold. That is just cold, Michael. Now I know the rules of the game. Oof. Hello, beautiful people, says Shane Gables. Right back at you, Shane. One of my favorite people, Shane Gables. Good to have you here, man. We're going to be playing Kiss, Marry, Kill shortly. Jason Velasquez says, Verba is from Czech Republic. Okay, thank you. They have some beautiful designs. We had one here that we gave away, courtesy of Dave. Thank you, Dave. All right, so Gentleman Junkie knife giveaway tonight is the Off Grid Knives Stinger XL, a brand new release from Off Grid Knives. And I am positively smitten with this model. You know that I like them. I just like their knives. They're very beautifully designed in an aggressive sort of way, but they're extremely useful. Besides this one, which I actually have not used at all of the knives that I have by Off Grid have proven themselves like above and beyond when it comes to cutting cardboard. These are the most amazing cardboard cut. I know they look like, they look a little more tactical than utilitarian, but they're incredible. So anyway, I'm a little fanboy. It's kind of like my Cold Steel thing. It's kind of like my, any number of my little fanboy things. And this is one of them. But the Stinger is different in that it just feels more refined. It feels like a more sophisticated uh, uh, um, interpretation of his designs, and it's all about the handle. The ergonomics here are amazing. A huge chamfer down on the bottom, and then a gradual contouring towards the top. Let's see if you can see that. And then smooth. Most of their knives have aggressive texturing of one, or I should say, texturing of some sort or another. The Enforcer is the one that has actual aggressive texturing. But this is just smooth, contoured, but grippy in that you've got these gills on both sides, and then the contour of the handle itself just leads to great grip. You've got jimping up here on the flat portion of the spine, and then dagger or bayonet ground rest of your blade. It's so thin, that swedge is so thin, you could sharpen it if you were an idiot and didn't mind cutting yourself. But that is to say that swedge really does its job for penetration because it is so thin. It's basically like a dagger without the edge. So this is 14. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is 154 cm Crucible, which leads me to believe, wouldn't that make this CPM 154 if Crucible made it, right? CPM, Crucible Powder Metallurgy, I think. But anyway, you got this awesome loop over pocket clip, 3 screws, recessed and flat, small. It's a big knife. That's a 4-inch blade, but that pocket clip does not belie its size. So you can walk around with this in your pocket. It's actually not boxy and contoured and thin enough that you can walk around with this big knife in your pocket, as I did today, with a pair of khakis on, chinos, and it doesn't print too much and it's not too heavy. This knife is awesome, and I'm really happy to give it away because if I didn't have an excuse to give it away, I would keep it because they're awesome, and I don't need 2 of them at all. Okay, so let's do this, shall we, Jim? Let's bring up the wheel, but before we do, let's read off the Gentleman Junkies. So this giveaway, unlike the last giveaway, is just open to Gentleman Junkies, and they're folks who support the show on Instagram. I mean, on Patreon. Yeah, with $10 a month. It's greatly appreciated. 9198 David, Ben Belkin, Byron Kennedy, Caleb Townsend, Colin Maison Pierre, Edwin Callow, Ezekiel Yates, Gordon Tillman, Grim Reaper, Hero Sticks, Jared Strasbaugh, Jesse Tellis. We have Jock, John Ladner, Kay Mason, Kevin Moore, Kevin Seastrom, Larry Elizondo, Martin Gamboa, Mr. Faledo, Mitch Ochoa, Mr. VC256, Nathaniel Conway, Never Enough Knives 007, On the Edge 72, Ryan Leitner, Scott Nelson, Sean Curry, Timothy Becker, Tong Kim, and Zach Williams. Thank you, one and all. And also thank you to the traditional junkies and the tactical junkies at the $3 and $5 level. That also helps support the show. It is appreciated more than you might know, more than I might show, but it is greatly appreciated. So thank you very much. Let's give away this awesome stinger. We've had some repeat winners, but this is all totally random. We use this random number generator with the wheel feature. So, all right, Jim, let's spin it and see who wins the Stinger XL. Oh, Ryan Leitner. Very nice. Oh, we haven't seen Ryan in a long time. That's Spirited Gear and Spirited Whiskey, and very excited to get this off to him. I will be reaching out to him mañana. It will be nice to hear and to hear his voice. All right, so this is going to Ryan Leitner, the off-grid Stinger XL. Excellent. Put this over here in the do not touch it anymore area of the desk, And then let's get to this game. Kiss, marry, kill. Knife edition. Knife edition. Okay, Hero Sticks. Hero, I tried to reach out to you. Your box is back, and I need a new address for you. Oh, Bob, I've got another box with some cool stuff coming your way. Hang on. Best show of the week, he said. Here's the thing. It's very rare that I'll get up during a show, but I have to show you this, Hero. It wasn't hogwash. I did send this to you, but it came back. And if you would, just email me your address again, because this is the address I sent stickers to way back when. And I need I need to send that knife to you, those knives to you. Okay, so Shane says, kiss Arius, marry Sabenza, kill Kaiser Cormoran. Yes, I like it. That's funny. All right, so let me do mine with some visuals here. All right, first is Kiss. Kiss is the Manticore XL by Heretic with the recurved blade. It's sleek and curvy and sexy and capable and exciting and forbidden, at least in my state until recently. So it has all those alluring things. But then when you test it and you shake it, it rattles a little, and that makes you a little nervous. So you don't want to commit. So this is definitely a Kiss. All right. What? I'll email you right now, brother. No worries. All right, cool. Thank you. I mean, I double checked it with what I had, but I'm glad to hear you haven't moved or nothing's, that all's well. Okay. Next, Mary is the 8020 by Demco Knives. Now, this is the machine ground version. Why Mary? Well, I'll tell you. Good looking enough, strong, durable. This thing is never going to let you down. It's fun to play with, and use the lock here. It's a little chunky in pocket, but I like that. And it makes me feel secure. It gives me something to hold on to. Really like it. But fundamentally, this thing is maybe a little less flashy, but it will never let you down. This is going to go the mile. So we're going to put that down here. That is Mary. And now kill. And I'm going to do this with extreme prejudice, is the Gerber Paraframe. I cannot believe Gerber is still making this thing. This is that one that catches your eye before you really know much about what you're dealing with, about the type. I don't know. It looks flashy. It's showing off a lot here. It's like, it's scantily clad, I guess we could say. It's being overly alluring with those speed holes. And then it's got those aggressive teeth, and that can be a little exciting. But the edge is kind of dull, and the action is really not refined, and it only is tipped down. It leaves you tipped down, and that's what this knife does. So this is definitely kill. So this is my kiss, marry, kill. All right, let's hear some more. Hungry Bird says, everyone loves that Demco in every review I've seen, so it must be good. Dude, I gotta say, Hungry Bird, you get one in hand, it's undeniable. But it's not it's not for everything. It's probably pretty lousy at like slicing apples. Probably just wedges through it and splits it open. And I have one of those 2002. Back then it was so cool. Yeah, I put the so in there. Sorry. Shane says, I'd carry a paraframe before I'd carry a cormorant. I don't know about that, Shane. Well, that's you saying. I don't know if I would. Yeah, because this is awful. But the cormorant is really awful too. This is awfully made though, and with some kind of slack materials. But obviously it's way less expensive. So, but if all things were equal, I think I'd still go with the cormorant and just go with the and just rely on the different points. It's different. Well, let's see. Weston Probst, good to have you here, Weston. Aggressive teeth will get you every time. They will indeed. And then with the overall kind of dullness, that'll get you too. Okay, Byron says Kiss, Medford USMC fighter folder. Yeah. Mary, Spartan Harzy folder, and defensive fixed blade. Polygamist. Very nice. And kill the Kaiser assassin. Okay. Now, Byron, are you being cute? Is kill the Kaiser assassin because you don't like the assassin knife? Or is it a play on words? Because I'll tell you what, I don't mind the Kaiser assassin knife. It looks like a nice enough knife, but the name is absurd. It's like a barely 3-inch EDC knife, and it's called the Assassin. That's what I take issue at. Something like this is better suited to be called Assassin, right? Because you would assassinate someone with this. Anyway, in the days of Wizard of Todd's Mask, you would assassinate something with something like that. Kiss Demco 20.5 in 3V carbon fiber. Mary Deca 2 kill the entire traditional cheetah design with the moving pummels. Wait a sec. I think you mean the entire. Well, I don't mean to tell you what you mean, but do you mean the cheetah? Because the cheetah has the moving the swing guard on the blade. Is that what you're talking about? I think that's very interesting. Wizard of Todd. I mean, the cheetah design, the traditional, you would kill the traditional cheetah design. To me, that is very interesting because totally unexpected. Especially given the other two knives you list. So I'm oddly impressed. I have a strange new respect for you, sir. Just kidding. I've had respect for you since the start, but this goes above and beyond. Steel Ovan, Kiss, the Model C. So that's the one, your PJ knife. Marry the Model C. Kill with the Model C. I'd say that's a great answer. So I like that. Yeah, that's the Model C is better suited to the name Assassin, for instance, than that little pipsqueak of a knife. My Knife Style. Good to see you here, My Knife Style. Wish I could upload a picture of the mirror hollow I just finished on a ProTech Malibu. Wow, that sounds awesome. I'd love to see that. You could go to TheKnifeJunkie.com/join and aim your camera at it and show us and talk to us about it. That's pretty cool, man. That's a great skill to have. You know what? I have all of these knives around me and I'm not showing them off. Maybe I'll just pop one out here. I will tell you, I know what my next supplemental show is about. Dan Satermo, good to have you here, Dan. Sorry I'm late, but family duties called. Hey, man, they always do, and that's the best kind of duty there is. Hero Stick says, we're playing, by the way, Dan, we're playing Kiss, Marry, Kill, Knife Edition. Hero Stick says, Kiss, Hinderer XM24. She overwhelms me a little bit. Mary, Christensen Bladeworks Maverick S. Can't get enough of this thing. And Kill, CRKT folders in full, minus probably the Pilar and Squid. Yeah, I love the Pilar in all of its iterations, and the Squid is a charming little knife. The original, the tiny little one, I like that one a lot. Yeah. TheKnifeJunkie.com/join if you want to pop on the show and show me what you were talking about. I am really loving this knife. I got this a few weeks back. This is the Beglighter XL by Kaiser and White Mountain Knives. It's a White Mountain Knives exclusive. But this knife and several others that I've been carrying, like this one, the brand new. Well, here I'm gonna take this away, and I am not gonna spill the beans on what the next supplemental show is. But you might see a through line coming here. So this This knife, okay, this is the Finch Knives buffalo tooth. And it is the Finch Knives interpretation, modernized interpretation, as they do with all their knives, of the elephant's toenail. And man alive, do I love what they did. Now, what's the elephant's toenail? Some might be saying it is this type of slip joint. It's got a sleeve board pattern generally, or not a sleeve board, but an equal end sort of cigar shaped handle, but wide and with a big, broad main spear blade usually, but I've seen them with different. I have one with Warncliffe's, and then a secondary pen blade, also very broad and wide. Dude, that buffalo tooth is a must. Got to get it in the Finch nest. Yes, you do. Okay, so what I was going to say here is this knife. I was not expecting. I was expecting to think it was cool, but I was not expecting to love it so much. At least the beg lighter isn't fugly. Yeah, well, that's yeah, exactly, exactly. Fugly is the perfect term for the cormorant. And you know how they have like, you can deploy this in 20 different ways. Well, it's ugly or fugly in 20 different ways. I was not expecting to love this knife so much. I immediately took it out of the package, got it out when I came home from work a couple of days ago, about a week ago at this point. Opened it up, did an unboxing, and then ran upstairs and helped make dinner. And I cut all the salad fixins with this. I just wanted to see how it would do, and with cucumbers, and I ended up using it for the whole thing. It was great. It was so good. Got a little bit of juice and nastiness in the pivot, but I washed it out with some very hot water, kind of blew it out, and then dried it once it dried, I put oil in there, and it's better than new. But that blade, that 1.5-inch wide blade with a basically more than 1 inch, it's like an 1.25 inch tall flat grind on a relatively thin blade stock, makes this thing an incredibly slicey knife. And I do love that. I love the performance of it. I love how it opens, how it closes. The action is so great, and all of that. But the design is what gets me. I would find this sitting, on my dresser next to or on top of my leather wallet, next to whatever my larger EDC was, and next to a cool pen. And it just looked like, to me, it looked like a gent's knife. I'm like, this is a gentleman's knife. And I know we always tend to think of gentlemen's knives as slender and thin and light. I say, once I got this, it doesn't have to be. This is gentleman weekend knife. This is gentleman in a shirt jack, and walking his dog on a field with the double-edged, not double-edged, the double-barrel shotgun crooked over his arm. You know what I mean? Like, this thing, I don't know, something about this. And a lot of it has to do with that Cocobolo wood handle. This comes in a bone and also in jigged steel, which looks cool. Both of them look impressive and handsome and all that. But this with the wood, the Cocobolo wood, it's just beautiful. I just love this. And then the fluting in the bolster is another touch that we slip joint guys like. Here, let me where here. So here is another example. This is my second favorite. Now, I think this has become my favorite Finch. This has always been my favorite, and I'm not kicking it to the curb in any way. I do love this knife, but I think this one has eclipsed this one. This is the Holiday, and it's got the parallel lines of in that handle, perfect rectangular handle, based on the doctor's knife, which is a traditional pattern that has a little flat bottom so you can crush pills. This one just takes the cake. I'm so thrilled with this knife. I love it. I love it. And I love it. Miss Kiss Frank B bone-handled stiletto. Beautiful. That's an Italian stiletto. Mary Cold Steel Clip Point Recon. That's a sensible choice. And Kill any non-Victorinox or Wenger Swiss Army knife style knife. What do you think about the new Medford? Do you include the Medford in that? I'm just curious. Not trying to be a provocateur. Let's see, Mr. VC, Kiss, Sharp by Design Arch Nemesis. Oh, that fits beautifully in my scheme too. That's one of my ultimate grail knives. But I wasn't talking ultimate grail. I was talking about ones I have here. But I could do it that way too. Okay, let me start from the top here. Mr. VC says, Kiss, the Sharp by Design Arch Nemesis, which is an absolutely beautiful custom folding dagger. Mary, the Brown Knives FSD, and that's a nice, yeah, that's a good one. And Kill, I had not a single shitty folding knife so far. Huh. Right on, man. I love it. Just great knives, and then great knives to look forward to. And then when a crappy knife comes in, you learn from it or you give it away. It can't be that bad. Give it to someone who doesn't have a knife. Hero Sticks, can you flick it open with the nail neck? No. That's something I need to mention in the review. I cannot. It's like the nail, your nails, if your nails instead of arching downward, if they arched upward, you might be able to get in there, but I just cannot. It's just not, there's not enough room there. But if I open it like this, I feel like it's enough that if I could access it, maybe not. It would need a little bit more. But you will love this, Hero. And not often do I go for the wood handles, but I have loved them recently. Like the Civivi Praxis with wood handle and black blade is just, the Praxis is a great knife, but the wooden handle, I just dig. Emerson Knives did a version of the Patriot, of their Patriot model with some wood. I think that was from like oak casks from Mount Vernon, that George Washington made whiskey and some shit like that, but just really cool wood. I'm starting to get into wood handles or wood covers, at least. I do enjoy wood scales. Classy, says Shane. Yes, it is classy. And next to certain materials, like wood next to steel looks so nice. Wood next to leather looks so nice. Yeah. 9198 David says, Kiss, Grimsmo Norseman. Mary, Chris Reeve Knives Umnumzan. Kill, Benchmade 940. I like it, David. Not only do I agree, but I like that you were willing to go there. One of my kills before I came across this and was just like, oh yeah. This is one that I'm keeping because it was a gift, and it was a very thoughtful gift by someone I wasn't expecting to give me a gift last year on my birthday. And I was like, I was touched by the gesture. So I will never get rid of this knife, but having it is an education, because I used to have the little one and it was fine, fine enough for a nail neck little cheapo. But having the full size one, yeah, really has opened my eyes. Where was I going with that? I cannot remember. Well, anyway, Wizard of Todd says, I was watching your video from today and my wife says, that guy is gross. I was surprised because she could not see you, and then said elephant toes, buffalo teeth, unicorn bone, and sheep's feet. Gross. That's funny, Wizard of Todd. I love that. That is funny. Sheep's feet. That guy's gross. What is he talking about? Well, I'm happy that it wasn't like, she saw me or that she thought my voice was gross. Could happen. But I'm sure it does, but I'm just glad I don't hear much about it. But tell your wife I'm ordinarily not so damn gross, but I had to be in that situation. Hero says, Wizard of Todd, at least you didn't hear the episode when we were talking about the dick pic. Yeah, right. Exactly. Oh, and by the way, not for nothing, but Wingard Wearables is coming out with a mini dick pic. How you like them apples? Okay, so Never Enough Knives says, I haven't seen the Medford Swiss Army knife interpretation, but I'm imagining something that looks like a tank tread and weighs 4 pounds. Yeah. It looks it looks refined. It looks more refined than your description, and I think it has to do with the fact that he's been doing the Gentleman Jack for a while. Is that what it's called? The Gentleman Jack for a while. And so and I do know that he, and I'm not going to name names because I'm not sure if I'm supposed to, but I do know he's gotten some consultation by some noted slip joint by a noted slip joint guy on making his Gentleman Jacks better, slip joints. So who knows? Maybe those Swiss Army knife interpretations, I'm not sure what he's calling them, maybe they're better than expected. Jay McConnell says Rockstead Sai for Kiss. Is that how you pronounce that, or is that S-A-I? Anyway, Rockstead Sai. Shira Mary. Okay, let me start from the top, Jay. I'm totally bungling this for you. So he is Kiss, Rockstead Sai. Mary Shirogorov F95. I'll add maybe with the micarta inlays. And euthanize with respect and send off with a Viking funeral. The Buck 110. I thought Jay had a heart until I read that. No, well, he did say euthanize with respect and send off with a Viking funeral. And I can think of some other things we should euthanize with respect and send off with a Viking funeral. But that doesn't make me a bad guy. That's a good one. Again, like the 940. Oh, that's where I was going with that other thing that I started talking and I went way off the rails. I was going to do an unpopular, before I picked this, I was going to do the PM2. I was going to say kill the PM2. And then, there are enough of them out there that everyone gets one or two or three or four or five, and then we can move on. But I don't really feel that way. I just felt like saying that. The ASK Jefferson, is the Medford. Okay. Thank you. The ASK Jefferson is the Medford Swiss Army knife. Got it. ASK Swiss Army knife. Got it. Okay. I'll remember that from this day forward. Mark me. Okay. Next up is a knife that we will be giving away sometime here in the future. And this will not be a what the hell did I put it? Oh, here, it's right in front of me. This will not be a Gentleman Junkie knife giveaway. This will be a giveaway to any viewer. I'm just not sure when we're going to do this because we did one 2 weeks ago and we did this one. So anyway, next up on the giveaway docket and brand new in my hot little hands, brand new to the world, is the Off Grid Knives Rapid Fire Wharncliffe. And this Wharncliffe is insane. It reminds me a bit of the Black Stallion model by Off Grid Knives, but a little different in that it gives you a little bit more of a downward angle on that straight edge. And it also gives you more of a penetrating tip. You've got a downward, what do you want to call this? A downward drop to the tip that will allow you to do certain things, which here, I'm going to show it off with the rescue knife version of it. There's the rescue knife version of it. This one has has a glass breaker on it. And then it has these ridiculous teeth. Let me show you the serrations. Look at those teeth. They're insane here. Really long. I wonder if that is strategic. I wonder if they're really long like that. So in the initial bunch of uses, that those will wear down, but they're long enough they'll still leave you with serviceable teeth for a while. So anyway, that's the rescue version. Here's the one we're giving away. And what are these? These are 14C28N Sandvik steel. You've got this dimpled, elongated hexagons, dimple the contoured G10 scales here. You've got steel liners. It is a chunk in hand. It reminds me a little bit of, and that, by the way, is not a negative. That is a positive for this knife. But it reminds me a little bit of the Zero Tolerance 0200, if you're familiar. Maybe like the 300s, but the 200s I know were contoured and had that sort of texturing. This is the strongest assisted open knife ever, I think, that I've ever experienced. And it's the one assisted open knife. Not the one. It's one of two assisted open knives that doesn't leave me disappointed that it's assisted. I also liked the Cold Steel Swift back in the day. I never had one, but I had one in my possession for a while, and I dug it. But I hear those don't age well because they used a different sort of cold steel innovation for the spring deployment, and I hear that mechanism didn't age well, but I don't know. But yeah, so this is the next one we're giving away, and so I am just going to put that out to show you, and then there's that, and then there's one last new off-grid knife that I got. Shane says, "Kill the PM2, Bob. You're breaking my heart." Well, that's why I didn't put it out there. This is not a controversial show. No, I'm just kidding. PM2 is my user knife, says that's why I didn't use it. That's why this is a true kill. Like, this thing they should end. The PM2 is obviously a super serviceable, it'll do in a pinch kind of knife. No, I'm just kidding. It's obviously a great knife, and it is beloved by many, many, many. And that means something to some people. No, I'm just kidding. That does mean something, and I wouldn't want to see it go away. I sincerely wouldn't. I actually don't want to see the 940 go away either. But I do happen to think that those two knives are both very, I don't know, people just love them too much. And they have problems. I mean, when you look at them, they do have problems. But that's okay. Everyone's got problems. Everything has problems. So we'll just go with that. Todd Carr says, "Kiss, Randall model number 12, married, Demco full custom to 8020 in MagnaCut, kill all assisted knives." Whew. Oof. Right as I'm talking about how awesome these two assisted knives are. Todd, this one's for you. Hang on, let me show you. Oh, which one's faster, Todd? Which one? No, I'm just kidding. I think you might change your mind, Todd, if you got these two in hand, but maybe not. Kill all assisted knives. That sounds like you're painting with a broad brush. That sounds dangerous. Jason Velasquez says, "Benchmade 940 was designed for what Warren did for a living. Horseshoeing. No kidding. And horse care. Beautiful design for its purpose. I had no idea." Warren Osborne was okay. So I wonder if that shape of blade is good for getting in between the hoof and the shoe, like getting mud out from the corners. I'm sure it's got that's interesting. I didn't know that. 9198 David says, "Really digging the off-grid knives. Got myself a Scorpion and absolutely loving it." Yeah, I love the Scorpion. And I have like I said before, I have the Wii version of the Scorpion, the V1. Great knife. Awesome knife. But now I'm really kind of itching to see how Best Tech did it. I am in love with Best Tech knives, as you know, and I'd love to see the different interpretations of that same design. Blade Ogre says, "Yep, Medford does have a tank knife that is a tribute to Patton." Oh, the M48. I wonder if I saw that one. Hero Stick says, "Bob, what's your current thinking on the Resco Instruments Mekong Delta Combat folder? I still think about it from time to time, but I'm thinking of getting a Spartan Harzy instead." I am still absolutely loving this knife. Again, another Best Tech knife. I was disappointed when I found out it wasn't American made, but I wasn't misled to believe it was American made. So it didn't make me necessarily angry or anything. And then when I found out that it was Best Tech made, I was like, okay, that's sweet. All right. So here's the deal with this knife. It has broken in incredibly. It has broken in incredibly and is quite unique. You get about the same edge geometry as you. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I should say that. I don't know. I think I might go with this and then get the Spartan Harzy. I feel like the Spartan Harzy has longer legs than this. I don't know how long they're going to be making this. I don't know if this was a single run. I know the one that NAF Sergeant had was hollow ground, and it had a bolster. It was a bolster lock with micarta. It seemed like a different run or something. Was not available when I looked into it. So I might get this because it's catch can, and I think it's also less expensive than a Spartan Harzy. So you get that to what you get them both is obviously the short answer. Get them both. But I love the Mekong Delta combat folder, and my feelings for it have only grown stronger. Chris says GEC 29 is Kiss, Stockyard Whittler. Mary is Protect Brend 3. And Kill is the Case Marilla. What's the Case Marilla? Oh, is that one of their modern flippers? I could kill that. Or I could go with it. I don't know. Kind of up in the air for me. I haven't actually held one. Hero Sticks. I'm thinking of pulling the trigger. I don't think they're going to make any more. Yeah, I think you should pull the trigger because that would suck if they don't, because they're awesome. It's an awesome design. Last new off-grid knife I want to show off. Oh, I want the Harzy with cool evergreen tree pattern on the scales. Feels like a nod to the Pacific Northwest. Not only that, but that's Bill Harzy's. Bill Harzy, the designer, comes from a logging family from the Pacific Northwest, and the big tall pine tree is his maker's mark. So I think that'd be an awesome one to get. It would have like a triple meaning. Okay, so the last one is, you've seen this before, but now it's in blackout version. This is the Baby Rhino Blackout, and I don't know if you remember when I got the gray one. They're very cool. It's a light gray G10 and a light gray Cerakoted blade. Really awesome. Same exact build as this. I got it. It very quickly got assimilated into my wife's stuff. And if I want it, I have to go dig it out of her little knife bag now, or go through her purses to see which one she dropped it in and left it in. So I got this one, and this one's my own. I would like to get a couple of these and hand them. I'd like to get a little bucket of these and hand them out, like, you know, like kind of like party favors, like to people who are cool. Hey, Steve, I've been working with you for 10 years, man. You're a cool guy. Here, take this. That's what I would love to do. I would love to do that. This is a great little knife for that. And let me show you with the, this is the Rhino, the full size. So look at that size difference. Considerable, no doubt, but that is just a basic reduction in some from here to here by a percentage, and it works. Now, that doesn't always work. If you look at the Spyderco Endura, if you shrank that down, it would not feel as good as a Delica. But look at this here. Let's see if we can do this. I just raise it up. Look at that. That's pretty cool. It's like pretty exact. But this one, the reason this tiny knife, this Baby Rhino, works so well, this one's the blackout. The reason this works so well as a three-fingered knife is that, look at this. They maintain the same exact thickness, or nearly the same exact thickness as the full size. So it fills your hand. It might not fill your hand fore to aft, but it fills your hand side to side here. And it's a very comfortable grip. And with the little extra jimping they put here, which would be awesome on the big knife, with that little extra bit of jimping, you have real control with this little knife. I love it. I think it's a charmer. It's a great little drop in the pocket knife. And yeah, you guys should check it out if you're interested. They have them over there at Off Grid Knives. So yeah. Very excited to have that in the collection, to have two of these in the household. It's important, you know. So we're not under knived. So any more Kiss, Mary kills? Here's one that I could do without with knives that I don't necessarily have. Kiss would be, now this is just fantasy edition, but Kiss would be the Marlowe, a custom Charles Marlowe squale. Mary would be a Conegarius. We'll say that just because I don't have one. And then kill, what's something I don't have? Let's say the baby banter again. That just felt good saying that. I have nothing against the banter. I actually really like the banter. The baby banter was taking it too far. The banter already handled all of the concepts. The baby banter, just, I don't know, too small. The case Marilla, or Maria, perhaps, Maria? Shut up, Bob. Is the modern folder and feels loose to the point of making a racket every time I use it, despite the pivot being tight. Just not good quality to me. That's unfortunate. I know that their flippers were being made by Southern Grind for a while. They're modern knives. Now I don't know if that was all of them or just the first model. So it's surprising to hear, but then again, that knife is all aluminum, right? And I could see how aluminum could get clacky and noisy if it's not perfectly fit. Hero says most guys that aren't in the community seem to have this great nostalgic moment when you give them a knife and they're like, "Oh yeah, damn, pocket knives rule." Yeah, that is interesting. That is interesting. So I just gave 2 new friends. They live in our neighborhood, and it's a couple, and they were both celebrating their birthdays. And I got them both. I got one a Swiss Army knife, and I got one the Gerber Zilch. And the lady was very psyched to get her Swiss Army knife, and she sent me a picture later that night. She cut her pinky. She was excited to have a sharp knife. The guy I didn't get much feedback from. I think he's going to take a little work. so I went at him hard and just gave him a knife. So we'll see. Maybe he'll open it up and he'll get it. We'll see. But I think you're right, Hero. I think that's a good observation. All right, I want to talk a little bit for a second about Tactile Knife Company, because I just saw this. I just saw that they are partnering up with Matthew Christensen for a new fixed blade, and as far as I know, this is their first collaboration with a custom maker or designer in Matthew Christensen, and I think it's a match made in heaven. I think it's cool. I love Matthew Christensen. He's a very great guy. I really like him, but I also just adore his designs. And this thing here with that tanto with the long forward portion, but the secondary point, it's sort of half Japanesey tanto, half Americanized tanto, and then it's got that downward angle that I'm always talking about that I like, putting that point at the center line. So it's kind of an upswept tanto blade, but it's presented at an angle that allows that tip to be in the center and to be useful in utility cuts, but also, universal in thrusts in terms of what angle you come at it. And now I understand that this is an EDC fixed blade, but you never know. You might have to push that into something. Really like it. Not sure what, let's see. Not sure when the release is planned, but it's called the Dread Eye, which is kind of cool. It's like Dead Eye and Dreadnought and Jedi and like all of those kind of cool words. It evokes kind of all of them to me. And we'll see. What is it? Yeah, there's not much out on it right now, but anyway, I think it's cool. I think Matthew Christensen, I like I've had him on the show just recently, and I think he's not untapped, but I think there's so much potential for him to collaborate with companies like this so that we can get some of his stuff in our pockets without spending huge custom money. So love that. And also wanted to not show off, but note that Giant Mouse just came out with a new knife. It's the GM9, and it looks so cool. Hang on. Hero says, I think I would marry the Koenig Goblin and the CKF Evo and maybe a Herman Knives Vesperillo. Oof. Yeah, all three. Those Herman knives are gorgeous. But this giant mouse Tantuco, as you might get from the name, is sort of a blend of a Puco and a Tanto. Two O ending it Tantuco. That's actually that works. Tantuco. But look at that design. That is beautiful to me. That blade, that it looks like a pretty deep hollow grind where it meets that flat grind up front for the tip. Beautiful sort of traditional Tanto shape there, or yeah, that sort of upswept shape. So nice. Somewhat like the Christensen we were just looking at, except with that long forward flat portion, yet straight on that very neutral handle. I love the neutral handle. You could take this knife and orient it in your hand any way you want or need, and it's going to feel just about the same. So this is another one. Giant Mouse has always knocked it out of the park. I mean, look at the recipe. You got Vox and Jesper Voxnez and oh, I hear you yelling it out. I hear you screaming at your screen. But I mean, Giant Mouse, it's a Danish knife maker collaboration with Jens Anzo and Voxnez. See, I knew I could get to it. Anzo and Vox, incredible designers. They design together really well. The last one, the Nazca, gorgeous. Thank God it's not or thank them, it's not a 3.5 to 4-inch blade, or I'd be morally obligated to buy it. It's so beautiful. And this is a great follow-up. I love their stuff. I love the look of it, but lately they've been tempting me with, wow, they're getting serious. I might have to get serious. This GM9 Tantuco is a 3.4-inch blade. So we're like 1/10 of an inch off of obligation here, and I'm going to hold on to it. Never Enough Knives 007. You can always have a second wife and a third and a. Yeah, you're right. Well, it's like Byron, the knife polygamist. Yeah. So keep your eyes peeled for the Tantuco. Wait, when's this coming out? Let's see. Don't know. But 400 pieces, 75% of which are in standard trim. The remaining 100 are in even more exclusive pirate configuration. In this case, the Pirate GM9, designated GMP9, has a black PVD coated blade, which gives the whole design a more tactical flair without adjusting the dimensions. Interesting. Well, anyway, Ben Schwartz, great writer. If you're not on Knife News, oh, look at that. And it's got one of those clips. Yeah. I think I like the regular version better. I think I do. That clip is a little funny. It looks a little phallic from here, but I don't know. I no more than the Benchmade old clip anyway. So what do you think of these knives? Do you like Giant Mouse? Do you like the idea of a Tantuco? I mean, is this something the world needs? What about that is the Puco? That's what I don't get, because a Puco is a traditional Scandinavian knife with a Scandinavian zero ground edge, right? I'm saying right, like you can answer. Or like I can hear your answer. And it's got a bellied blade. It's like a traditional kind of flat spine drop point. So how is this a Puco? That's what I don't get. I get the Tanto part, but how is this? Any of you know? Can any of you help me out with this? Because this has the opposite of a Scandinavian grind. It's got well, I don't know if it's the opposite, but it has something extremely different in that deep hollow grind. So I'm not sure what they're getting at. Or maybe Puco. Oh, geez. Now I need to do research, but maybe Puco is some generic word for knife up there in Daneland where the Danish live. I don't know. I just don't know. Someone help me out. Okay, so I had this out. Do love it. I've wanted to get my hands on the GM Ace Grand, and the little nibbler looks too cool, or looks cool too. That little nibbler looks cool. But Hero, what do you think of the Nazca? Do you have that? I think it's such a beautiful. I love that upsweep. I love the thumb notch. I love the little harpoon. The shape of the handle is like a puko. Oh, okay. The shape of the handle is like a puko. Just oh yeah, right. Just ever so slightly tapered and towards the front, widening ever so much towards the back. Yeah, and then even maybe in that angle on the pommel, maybe GM5 in the premium. GM5 in the premium line would be my top pick, says Hero. Yeah, those guys know how to make a knife. Puko in the profile, maybe. Yeah, maybe even in the profile. I mean, I'm definitely agreeing with Hero that it's the profile of the handle, but maybe even so, yeah, in the blade, the secondary tanto point is so subtle, it does kind of look just like an upswept, flat-spined drop point. Can it be a flat-spined drop point? I'm not so sure. Hero Sticks says, don't have it yet, but it's definitely on the radar. Yeah. I would get the I mean, which one would you get? The titanium or the micarta? The micarta looks very, very pleasing. Very pleasing to me. Any more kiss, marry, kills? I gotta know. Because I will be the let me do one more here. Let's see. Kiss Spartan Heart. Oh, okay. Okay. Now we're gonna go huge. Okay, Kiss, a Barbudo, Miguel Barbudo Navaja. Mary would be a the F95, the Shirogorov F95 with the inlays, and then kill would be How about the Boker Burnley Quaken? How about we allow the Boker Burnley Quaken and its 50 million variations? How about we let them rest? They are tired. They've been running for years now, running on their feet, and just maybe it's time to just give them a rest. Have a seat, have a cool drink of iced tea, and take a load off, and let someone else make a knife. Won't you? Won't you please? I would say that about the Elementum, but I have one in my presence, so I don't want to offend it. Hero Sticks. I'd kiss almost any Birdvis slip joint. Yeah, me too. Whew. What is his main model called? I'll remember. Maybe we kill ZT. No. We have to hold out hope for ZT. Can't just kill ZT. But we got to keep an eye on ZT. We do. We have to nag them. I think we're still at the nag phase. But can you nag something back into existence? Are they still with us? I don't know. The 308 was pretty damn cool, and I would love to get my hands on one of those. I don't know why I never did. Well, I do know they were $300, and I didn't love it that much. But I would love it for $200. I would definitely lay down $200 for that knife. Good looking. I hear it's quite a performer. I hear it's not as ZT as many ZTs are, and that it's thinner and slicier. So yeah, I think that's worth a try. Maybe someday. Who knows? We see. I feel it. I feel it leaving. I feel the energy draining from my body. But I must drink coffee. Sharp and Stabby says, Kiss Mora Bushcraft Black, marry SE4, kill Bear Grill survival knife. Sharp and Stabby, this is a good one. This is a good one because it's all useful or supposed to be useful fixed blade knife. You don't hear too many people talking fixed blade, so I'm going to give you a strictly fixed bladed Kiss, marry, kill. It might take me a second. Okay. We're going to keep it in the realm of the somewhat somewhat ordinary. So Kiss would be the Randall-made Smithsonian Bowie. Mary would be the Cold Steel Trailmaster in 3V. And then Kill would be the Bear Grylls survival knives. Indeed. I'm going to go with that. I like your Kill a lot. Chris says, could do that with knife companies, but not sure on the Kill part. Maybe not own instead. Mine would be Medford, Protec, and then James Brand. Wait. Oh, okay. Yeah. Wait, you're saying you would kill? You're not saying you would kill Medford, Protec, and the James Brand. What are you saying? I'm not sure. Wait, let me read this again. Could do that with knife companies, but not sure on the Kill. Oh, I see. Maybe not own instead. I see what you say. Okay, I see what you're getting at. Yeah, knife companies, it's a bigger deal because you're talking about all of their knives. Oh, thank you, Todd, for mentioning this. Kiss, Magna Cut, Mary, CPM 3V, Kill, Pakistani, Damascus. And it's very apropos my t-shirt tonight, but nice way to put it in steel terms. And I guess I would probably go with that. Maybe I would make Mary 20 CV because I find that to be quite reliable and doable for me. So I might do that. What about with automatics? I guess with automatics, it would have to be for Kiss would be the Stitch, the Microtech Stitch. For Mary, it would be the Protec TR3. And for Kill, it would be the Lightning OTF. That's what I would say. Though, I mean, I know the Lightning OTF is a great, what do you call it? Sort of way for someone to see if they want it out the front without spending Microtech money. Hero says, I would also marry a small Paisan. Is that how you say it? Paisan? Paisan. Or a large Nirvana by Recenti. Ooh, yeah. Yes. The Paisan? Paisan? Paisan. I think Paisan would have an I. But Recenti, I guess Recenti is an Italian name, so Paisan would make sense thematically. All right, so this is what I can't get over. Any of you guys not remember, but any of you guys have one of these? I have to make a video and send it off to Hero, but I mean, I really can't get over how smooth this thing is. And then the contouring, the smoothness of the handle, the way it fills the hand, it's very round and but not too round that it's going to turn. But look at that contouring. This is awesome. Father and son. So I reached out to them a few years ago, and it was when before they did this second group and they had to catch up. And basically he was like, I'd love to come onto your show, but we're going to be doing something else soon, and so we'll be in touch with you, and never really materialized. But having this in hand, I think I need to reach back out to them and invite them onto the show. I'd love to talk to them about their father-son business and how they got so good at making flippers. I mean, this thing is unreal. Really just drop shut. Yeah, so there it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm pulling into the station early tonight. Feeling a little bedraggled from the week and a little road weary from the road trip. So I think I'm gonna knife nut. Just got in. What are we looking at? We're looking at bed. No, I was just showing off this Skaha by North Arm. By North Arm, there are some Canadians. It's a father and son team, and this is their version 2, and I have it in house because Jock of Jock's Knife bought it and drop shipped it to me so I could check it out, and then I'll send it to him. And I am holding in my hand the smoothest action knife that I personally believe I've ever held. This and the Koenig, I guess, that I held at Blade Show, which was no doubt flipped 8 trillion times before I picked it up. So it was super ultra smooth, and then just, got better. So, but I am indeed gonna end the broadcast. It's been a pleasure. It's been I always love giving away knives, so I'm glad that the Stinger XL, that this all blacked out Stinger XL by Off Grid Knives is going to a good home in Ryan Leitner, and we will get this off to him post haste. I am keeping this one. I absolutely love it. This thing is amazing. I highly recommend Off Grid Knives, but this new one, the Stinger, it is a thrill. It's so awesome. So check that out. And then going also with the Skaha to my man Jock is the Dessert Warrior he ordered for his wife. For his wife. It's for you, baby. I don't want it. Okay. So that's going to him, and glad to have this coming across the desk. All right, y'all. Be sure to join us on Sunday for our interview with John Rusk of EMP EDC. Great guy making these exquisite knives. They're so cool, and he's just a cool dude. So we have a great conversation. Also, if you're interested in hearing extras from that conversation, you can become a patron, because that's one of the exclusive bits of content that we give out. We do about an extra 15 to 20 minutes when we're done doing the main podcast, so we can just give a little bit extra, ask some questions that maybe don't fit into the flow of the show, and get those answered for patrons. There's other stuff like the knife giveaway and other exclusive content. You can see me get my butt kicked by my martial arts instructor with some regularity there. And yeah, be sure to join us. Thank you, one and all. Thank you all for joining me. Always a pleasure. I love you guys and gals. Make my Thursdays. I love Thursdays for this very reason. All right. For Jim working his magic behind the switcher, I'm Bob DeMarco saying until next Thursday or next Sunday, don't take dull for an answer.